Hello dear students. So today I am going to discuss the next unit, that is domestic wiring. So before we move into the domestic wiring, let me discuss about the electricity generation. So there are different fuel sources for the generation of electricity. So water may be the source for hydro power station, the coal may be the source for the thermal power station, and uranium, that is nuclear fission reaction, for the nuclear power station. So from the power plant, so we are generating the electricity from the different sources, different fuel sources. And once the power is generated, and that is will be step up in the substation, that is a step up substation, or you can say that the transformer will be used to increase the voltage level. And once the voltage is increased, and that voltage will be transmitted, the power will be transmitted using the transmission system through the transmission towers. Here you can see. And once it is reached, because the generation and the distribution side, so there will be a huge distance, so that's why the power will be transmitted using the transmission towers, so based on the distance to be covered. And once the power reached at the substation, then what happens, the power will be distributed. Means here we are using this step down transformer, where the voltage can be reduced as per your requirement. So the voltage may be reduced to different ratings. Example, the voltage may be required for the industry is different. The voltage may be required for the commercial building is maybe different, and the voltage required for the customers, means for the domestic purpose, it is also different. That's why the power will be distributed and using the distribution substation to the different customers for the domestic, for the industry, and for the commercial buildings. So let us discuss about the electrical wiring. So introduction. So here I'm going to discuss the what do we mean by electrical wiring, why it is necessary. Take any building, or whether it is used as a home or as a godown or as factory, any place it is, cafeteria, hotel, research laboratory. Okay, everywhere the electrical installation is required. Why electrical installation is required? To run the various appliances. Because in our house we're using the various electrical appliances. We're using the lamp, we're using the fan, we're using the geyser, washing machine, refrigerator, air conditioners. Okay, so many appliances. So to run all these equipments or the appliances, we need the electrical installation. And in the industry, machineries will be used. Mainly we are using the machineries in the industry. So different locations we are using the different equipments, appliances. To run all the appliances, the electrical installation is required. So to run all these appliances, the basic need is electrical power is required, and the power is distributed through electrical installation. And let us discuss about the what is an electrical wiring. The electrical wiring means it is generally refers to insulated conductor used to carry the current and associated device. Or in other way, wiring means it is a systematic laying of wires or cables for the smooth flowing of electricity current at different utility places with utmost safety and precautions. Or in another way, electrical wiring means a network of wires drawn connecting the meter board to the various energy consuming loads. Example, lamps, fans, motors, etc. Any appliances. Through control and protective devices for efficient distribution of power, which is known as electrical wiring. Distribution of electrical power to consumers. How the power will be distributed to the consumers. So in three different ways we can distribute the electrical power to consumers. The first one is single phase 2-wire system, 3-phase 4-wire system, and 3-phase 3-wire system. These are the different way of distributing the electrical power to the consumers. So let us discuss the single phase 2-wire system. So which is mainly comes under the domestic wiring. For domestic consumers, domestic means for the household. In simple word, you can see, remember that domestic means for the household consumers. The most commonly used system is single phase 2-wire system. The voltage rating is 230 volt for domestic consumers. How do we get the 230 volt? Which is derived from the 400 volt 3-phase 4-wire system. Remember students, we are getting the single phase 2-wire system from 3-phase 4-wire transmission lines. And the third point states that the groups of consumers are connected between one phase line and the neutral conductor. So thus providing the 230 volt 50 hertz single phase supply. Single phase supply means what? So we are taking the single phase 2-wire. 2-wire means one wire will be the phase line, here it is shown, and another wire will be the neutral conductor. So one phase, one neutral. So that gives the voltage of 230, the frequency of 50 hertz. So we can say that single phase supply. The consumers groups are arranged such that the loads on the three phases remain balanced. So let us discuss about the 3-phase 4-wire system for industrial wiring. It is not there, but for your knowledge purpose, here we are discussing that for industrial wiring, how do they do the industrial wiring? For large industrial consumers, which consumers require more electrical power, or which consumers need very much to run the higher rated applications or appliances. So particularly those using the heavy motor loads and drawing more than 1 MVA. MVA means what? Mega volt ampere means 1 into 10 to the power 6 volt ampere. So the power supplied from three-phase system at a high voltage such as 6.6 kV means 6,600 volt, 11,000 volt or 33,000 volt. So for domestic purpose we are using only 230 volt, and see here the voltage rating is 6,600, 11,000, 33,000, so on. So because to run the heavy motor loads, the consumer has its own substation to distribute the power at appropriate voltages at different locations within its premises. So we require the substation to decrease the voltage as per the requirement. 6.6 kV we can step down, 11 kV we can step down, or 33 kV, so on. As per the requirement, step down and we can distribute the electrical power to the consumers. And look at the 3-phase 3-wire system, that's a transmission wiring. Because there is no need to run a neutral wire for transmission service, it saves on material cost. Here you can see the heading is 3-phase 3-wire. 3-phase 3-wire means the transmission carries only 3 wires, which are 3 live wires, R, Y, and B. There is no neutral wire. Because of that, we can save on materials cost. So if you look at the 4-wire systems, then you can see only useful where single phase loads are involved. Means for single phase loads, we required one phase and one neutral. So in the 4-wire system, we have 3 phase wires and one neutral wires, so that we can easily tap one phase from out of 3 live wires, and one neutral wire is available, so that you can get the single phases can be taken from the 4-wire systems. So using 3-wire system, it is economical and also results in the lesser power loss. So that is the advantage of having the 3-phase 3-wire system. And this diagram shows that how you distribute the single phase and 3-phase supply. Dear students, here you can see L1 is a live wire, R, L2 live wire, Y, L3 live conductor, that is B, RYB. You can indicate red, yellow, and blue. N is the black, indicates the dark line, that is a neutral conductor. So if it is a motor, if you want to give the 3-phase connection to this motor, the 3 wires can be taken from the live conductors. So one is tapped from the L1, Y, L2, and B, L3. So there is no neutral wire is required to run the 3-phase 3-wire system. Look at the television, lamp, and the ceiling fans. So in the television, ceiling fan, and the lamps, we required single phase supply. So we required only one live wire. So here we have taken for television blue, that is L3 one wire, black one wire. So single phase supply. If you take fan, any wire, any live wire, there is a yellow, L2 and black. Here it is red, L1 and black. So that you can give the connection to the single phase supply and three phase supply. And this is also similar example using the circuit diagram. Okay. And this also shows the three phase transmission lines. So one phase, second phase and third phase. So one phase, second phase, third phase. This is the transmission pole. And similarly, we have taken the example transmission tower. One phase, second, third phase. So it's a double circuit tower. So let us discuss about the difference between the neutral wire and ground wire. So this is a basic concept we should require to understand what do you mean by neutral wire and what do you mean by ground wire. So neutral carries current equal to that carried by the phase wire. Remember students, neutral means which carries current equals to the phase wire. Phase means it's a live connector R, Y or B. And neutral is a circuit conductor that normally carries current back to the source. That is a return path. Neutral means it's just a return path for the phase wire. And neutral is connected to the ground. Ground means it's a earthing connection should be done to the neutral. And what do you mean by ground? Ground is there for safety purpose. The earthing is there for the safety purpose. In this unit, we are going to discuss earthing in detail. What do you mean by grounding? What do you mean by earthing? And what are the different types of earthing? Okay, we will discuss later. And the ground means it is used for the safety and it should never carry the current except when something has failed. Means only under abnormal conditions the earth or ground wire carries the electrical current. Otherwise, there is no current flowing to the ground continuously. Only the leakage current carries, okay, under the faulty conditions. Even though both neutral and ground are attached to the same point inside the breaker box. Okay. And let us discuss about the switches. So we'll come across many type of switches in the electrical engineering. Okay. What do you mean by switch? Means it's an electromechanical device used to connect or disconnect a circuit. Means you can connect a circuit or you can disconnect a circuit. You can close the circuit or you can remove the circuit connection with the help of the switches. So the moving part of a switch used to connect the or disconnect a circuit is called pole. Okay, which is the moving part. We can close the circuit or we can disconnect the circuit. That we can call it as a pole normally. And what are the different types of switches are available? That is single pole, single through switch, single pole, double through switch, double pole, single through switch, double pole, double through switch. So commonly we can call it as a single pole, single through means SPST, single pole, double through means SPDT, double pole, single through means DPST and DPDT. So let us discuss what do you mean by single pole, single through and how it looks. See this slide. So here we have shown the single pole, single through switch. So this is simple on and off switch. It is also called as a one-way switch. Simply we can say one way. If you close the switch terminals, so the current will flow, the circuit will be closed. If you open the contact, then the current will be stopped at this point. So the circuit will be disconnected. Example, light circuit, fan circuit. In our houses, we are using the always one-way switch many of the times. And this is an example of how SPST switches are used. This is a battery, SPST switch, and light. Simple. So even though the battery is connected, without closing the switch, SPST switch, the light will be off condition. When the switch is closed, this will be closed means from the battery the current will flow through the switch and reaches to the light and back to the battery, so that the light will be turns on only when the switch is closed. The circuit can be closed, the circuit can be disconnected with the help of the different types of switches. And here you can see single pole double through SPDT. Sorry, SPDT. What happens in the SPDT? It is a sample changeover switch. Means here is a common terminal. Here is A. Here is a B. Means A is a one output, B is another output. So if common term is given to the A, the whatever that appliance connected to the A will be switched on. If the appliance connected to B, in this condition it is off. Whenever this will be moved from A to B, then appliance connected to the A goes off, B will be turns on. Here you can see a simple example that two circuits can be controlled in the single pole double through switch. So SPDT means single pole double through. So if it is connected to the A, then light A is on. Okay. If it is connected to the B, then light B is on. That's it. So two circuits. Light A is one circuit, light B is another circuit, both controlled by the A and B terminals. So single pole double through switch example. And one more switch is double pole single through switch. So also called as DPST switch. So it means here we have the two inputs, okay, and it can control the two different outputs in a circuit. So here you can see DPST, two poles are there. This is one pole, this is another pole, double pole. Single through means if you close all two poles simultaneously, then the circuit will be turns on. So the circuit A and circuit B. So this is an example of DPST. Similarly, DPDT, double pole double through means if the poles are connected to here, then this lamp will be turns on. If the poles are connected to here, so this buzzer is on or the speaker is turns on. So that is a double pole double through switches, two inputs, and for each circuit to one of two outputs. That's a DPDT switch operation. So let us discuss a very important topic. Dear students, let us discuss a very much important topic for our syllabus point of view. That is the factors affecting the choice of wiring. It means that if you want to select any different types of wiring, so what factors it depends. So some of the important parameters are, 7 parameters are listed here. The first one is the durability. Durability means the if you want to select any type of wiring, there are many different types of wiring that we'll discuss later. So if you want to select any type of wiring, the durability of the particular method is very important. Means the type of wiring selected should conform to standard specifications so that it is durable. That is without being affected by weather conditions or fumes, etc. The second very important parameter is safety. Means the safety is also very important. So the wiring must provide the safety against leakage current or against the electrical shock or against the fire hazards for the operating personnel. And appearance means it's a good looking. So electrical wiring should give an aesthetic appeal. Aesthetic means how it looks, the wiring, the outer appearance of the electrical wiring. There is aesthetic appeal to the interiors. And cost. So obviously it's a very important parameter, the cost, because some customers require less cost, some can pay high cost. So it should not be prohibitively expensive. So it should be economical. Accessibility means the switches, the plug points provided should be easily accessible. There must be provision for further extension of the wiring system. Example, if you are now in the initial conditions, you may not require all the points. So in future, you want to extend the points. So in that wiring method, it should be possible. So that's why the accessibility is also another important factor for the selection of the wiring. Maintenance cost. Maintenance cost should be minimum as much as possible. And mechanical safety means the wiring must be protected against the mechanical damage. So these 7 parameters are important for the selection of wiring. That is any type of wiring. So difference between a wire and a cable. Wire means it's a single conductor. Okay. While cable means what? It is a two or more insulated wires. So it's a simple example. It's a wire. red, blue, yellow, so on. So cable means what? It's a multiple conductors. So some of these conductors together, so we can take it as a cable. That's it. And specification of wires. The electrical wire is specified by the conductor material, insulation, size, and number of codes. Okay, based on it, we can decide the specification of the wire. So normally we are using the very different types of materials like PVC wire, PVC cable, that is polyvinyl chloride, TRS, tough rubber sheathed, VIR, vulcanized India rubber are used. The wires may be single strand or multi strand. So it means that the cable may be required for house is different, the cable may be required for the industry is different, so based on the capacity which carries the electrical current, so the specification of the wires is differentiated. So the commonly used conductors are either copper wire or aluminum wire. So these are some examples. The standard wire gauge 20, standard wire is 22. Okay, it depends on the diameter. If it is 20, it has one diameter, and 22 it has next diameter. So each wire carries the different capacity of the current. Okay, means the selection of the wire is made mainly depending upon the current and voltage ratings and cost and application. That's why there are different types of wires are available based on the current carry by the wire. Example, for lighting circuits, we required 3 by 20 copper wire. It is a rating of the copper wire 3 by 20 size. Heating means power circuit. For to run the lighting means normally we can classify as only for lights, only for fans or ceiling outlets, or you can take plug sockets, lighting circuits. Okay. Heating means for geyser, refrigerator, air conditioners, so on. So next is the introduction to wire. Wire is a substance or object used to transmit the electricity. For domestic wiring, the most extensively used conductor material is aluminum and copper, which are properly insulated. So domestic wiring you are using aluminum type or copper type. So the wires used for ordinary purpose are of single strand, means below 5 ampere, and for power circuit it is more than 5 ampere, means up to 15 ampere we can use the wire or cable. So here is a different types of wires available. VIR wire, simple vulcanized Indian rubber. CTS, cap tire sheathed. Polyvinyl chlorides, which are most commonly used nowadays. PVC wires, lead alloy sheathed wires, weatherproof cables or wires, and flexible wires. These are different types of wires available in the market. So these are the explanation for the each wire. And just I will move the slides. So this is just image of the rubber insulated cable, how it looks. It's a rubber insulated cables. And CTS. So here you can see this is the CTS type of wire. These are the technical specification of that wire. And weatherproof cables or weatherproof wires. This is the PVC wire. Here you can see the image, the PVC wire, which is mechanically very strong, and the life is also long. Okay, the durability is also very high of the PVC. Even the dielectric strength is also more. Okay, I mean it can withstand the more voltage level under the abnormal conditions. And flexible wires means in our houses we are using this type of wire, flexible wire. Okay, for giving the connections to the light, lamp, or fan, any other less voltage rated appliances. And now we'll move to the important topic. So for your syllabus, we have only one type of wiring, that is conduit wiring, the fifth one. Remaining are all the not there, but for your understanding, for your knowledge purpose, here I am explaining the different types of wiring. The first one is the cleat wiring. Second one is the wooden casing and capping wiring, cap tire sheathed or tough rubber sheathed, lead sheathed or metal sheathed, And last one is the conduit wiring. Conduit wiring is there for your syllabus. So what do you mean by cleat wiring? Cleat wiring means it is used for the temporary wiring purposes. It is quite suitable for taking an temporary connection. Example, for functions, for marriages, for 1 or 2 days you can make the connection, you can disconnect the whole electrical wiring. So that is a temporary type of wiring. And how cleat wiring looks, I will show you the image, but the cleat wirings are not the permanent, so that's why this wiring is not used nowadays for the houses. And here you can see the image of cleat wiring. He only the clips are there, the cleats. These are called the clips or cleats, which are connected to the to fix the cable on the wall. Okay, the cable is open to the atmosphere. Okay, you can easily see the cable directly. Only the clips are used, the cleats are used to fix the cable on the wall. Here also you can see these two are the cable wires and these are the cleats. Just we are fixing the wires using the cleat. Okay, these are the, here you can see the cleats, and here also you can easily see these are the cleats. First, here you can see the cleat, here you can see, here you can see, but the cable is open. So that's why it is most dangerous, because if any fire hazards happens, then this wire is not uh, suitable with respect to safety point of view. That's why this should not be used as a permanent type of wiring. It's just temporary. You can use over 1 day or any functions or a marriages. You can use this type of wiring, and on the same day you can remove all the cleats, so that the advantage is it's the cheapest. The cost is very low. The installation procedure, the installation or the dismantling is very simple. Means there is no wastage of materials. Whatever the materials are installed in the cleat wiring, that can be easily installed and removed. So that again you can use that same materials for installing in another location. And disadvantage means not good looking, aesthetic point of view. Dust and dirt collects because the cable is open to air. Maintenance cost is very high, lifespan is very short, and it can be used only for single phase 230 400 volt on low temperature. But there is always a risk of fire and electric shock. So that's why this is one of the most disadvantages of using this type of wiring. Applications already we discussed for temporary installations. Wooden casing and capping. Okay, so nowadays we're using the PVC casing capping. So earlier we're using the wooden material for casing and capping purpose. Here I will show you the image how the wooden casing capping looks. Here you can see this is the wooden casing capping. It's a wooden material for casing and capping. Casing means it's a below pipe which looks for the casing. Here is shown casing, and above capping. So in the casing the cables are placed. This is the cable. Cable is used, and above the capping is done. So that's why the name is casing and capping. Inside we have the cable. But nowadays we are using the PVC casing capping. This might you have seen in the college or in the house also. This is a PVC casing capping, which nowadays using. Wooden is removed as a material. There, instead of wooden, we are using the PVC. Here also you can see the PVC casing capping system. And the advantage is better look compared to the cleat wiring, and economical compared to the wood. Okay, and it is relatively cheaper as compared to the conduit. So if you compare the conduit, next type of wiring, so it is cost is less, and but costlier than compared to cleat wiring. But safety point of view, it is very high compared to the cleat, but costlier. Physical inspection of wiring makes simple to carry out the repair if required. So if anything is happened in the wiring, so the physical inspection can be done easily in the type of casing and capping. Short circuit of wire is avoided because we can place the cables with some distance, so that easily you can avoid the short circuit in the case of casing capping. But the disadvantage means normally not recommended for damp places. Okay, In case of short circuit, there is a risk of fire because of using the wood or PVC material, and it requires better workmanship, means the labor cost is also very high, and white ants may damage the casing and capping of wood. So that is the another disadvantage of using the this type of wiring. Next one, we'll move faster. CTS cap tire sheathed or tough rubber sheathed wiring. So this is the batten wiring or old wiring system. Okay, I will move to the next metal sheathed. So this is the next type of wiring, that is a lead sheathed or metal sheathed type wiring. This you have seen in the some of the older quarters. Okay, here it is the pilot quarters edition. Now we'll come to the main type, that is a conduit wiring, which is there for our syllabus. So the conduit wiring is used the best for the domestic and the commercial installations. It provides the proper protection to the insulation against the fire hazards, electric shock, mechanical damage, dampness, for all things. So it will be better protection compared to the other types of wiring. So the cable used in this system will either wire, vulcanized rubber, or PVC insulated. That is a polyvinyl chloride. So again, we have two types under the conduit, that is the surface conduit and the concealed conduit. Surface conduit wiring means the conduit pipes will be used. Here I will show. This is the example. This is the image of the surface conduit. This is the pipe. Okay. The conduit means it's a pipe. It's a round shaped pipe which is used on the above the wall, and then the wiring. The PVC pipe or PVC conduit are used. Okay. And the wire also used PVC. Appearance is good, and it protects the wire against the mechanical damage, moisture, dust, etc. It's a surface. Here you can easily see the both conduit and the wiring method. But this is a concealed conduit. Another type is concealed, means where the cable cannot be, where the conduit or cable cannot be seen on the wall. Means after the plastering, this will be placed inside the wall. So the PVC conduit which are used conduit inside the wall. So nowadays we are preferring the concealed conduit wiring system for the houses or for the commercial buildings. So less maintenance cost, less chance of fault conditions, but the cost is very high for the concealed conduit wiring system. But the protection is very high against the fire, dust, moisture, mechanical damage. Okay. So this is surface conduit. Here you can see the conduit pipe. This is the concealed conduit wiring system. Only we can see the socket point. So the cable, everything will be inside the wall. The advantage will be the protection against the mechanical injury and fire, which is the most uh, required advantage. And the whole system is waterproof. Conductors are safety, secured from the moisture and the rodents, and good appearance. Look, for the appearance was also it's very good, but the relatively longer life, the durability of also is very higher. Disadvantage means it is a costly system of wiring. It requires more time for the erection and highly skilled labors are required. These are some of the disadvantages we can make. Application means for all the houses or for all the domestic industry, commercial, we are using the concealed conduit wiring system nowadays. Okay. Let us discuss next important topic, that is the simple control circuits in domestic installation. Example, staircase lighting or long corridors or large halls lighting, etc. So there is a two-way control of lamp. Two-way means the same one output can be controlled in two different locations. Means which is commonly known as staircase wiring or staircase lighting. The lamp can be controlled from two different points, one at the top and another at the bottom, using the two-way switches. The switch used in this case are two-way, not one-way. Okay, they are also used in bedrooms, big halls, large corridors, etc. Always the switches are connected in phase wire, not in the neutral wire. So this is the diagram of the two-way control of lamp. This is switch 1, S1 is the switch 1, S2 is the switch 2. So this is the lamp and it's a phase and neutral. So whenever the switch 1 is connected to the A terminal and switch 2 is connected to the C terminal, so the current will be continuous from phase to switch 1 to A to C, and C to lamp, lamp to neutral. So whenever the supply is continuous from phase to neutral, then the lamp output will be on. The condition of the lamp, you can say it is on. So A and C is on, A and D is off. A means S1 is positioned in the A, this is S2 in the D, so that the lamp will be off because the current can reach up to C point. But C and this terminal is not connected, it is connected to the D. That's why the condition of the lamp will be off. Switch 1 at B, switch 2 at D. B and D, okay, it is continuous, so it is on. B and C, B is here, C is here, so the lamp is off. So simple. Uh, Whenever the current path is continuous from phase to neutral, then the output will be on. Otherwise, it is off. And here you can see the diagram. So where you can easily understand that two-way switches are placed here in the first floor, and in another place locations one more switch is placed, and here it is a lamp. Okay, if you turn on the switch and you can go up, and here also you can control the same lamp. So controlling this lamp with the help of the two switches which are placed in two different locations. So that's why you can call it a staircase wiring. Commonly we can say it is a staircase wiring. But nowadays, even in houses, inside there for each rooms, we are using the two-way control of lamp. Two-way controlling switches are using nowadays. And three-way means what? Controlling of a same lamp with the help of the three different switches. So sometimes it may be required to control lamp from the three different places. So in such cases, we can use the three-way control of lamp. Example, long corridors you can take, big godowns you can take, workshops you can take, etc. To achieve this, along with the two-way switches and intermediate switches used. Two-way switches are used, but in between two-way, we are using the intermediate switch. The intermediate switch will be having four terminals. That is 1, 2, 3, 4. In first case, 1 is connected to 2, 3 is connected to 4. Or we can connect the same four terminals like this: 1 to 4 and 2 to 3. Cross connection. The straight connection, it is a cross connection. So this is the circuit diagram. Switch 1, switch 2, switch 3 is the, that is the intermediate switch. So same, the lamp can be controlled by three different switches which are placed in three different locations. And whenever the current is reached to the lamp from phase to lamp and lamp to neutral, then the condition of the lamp will be turns on. That is possible only when S1 is connected to the A, S3 is connected to 1 to 2, S2 C, then lamp is on. So here you can see the truth table. Here are the different possible ways. S1 is the two-way switch, S2 is the two-way switch, S3 is the intermediate switch. So for straight connection 1, 2, 3, 4. For cross connection 1, 4, 3, 2. So this is the lamp condition. I think this is already you have studied in the practicals also. Okay. And different types of connectors are used. Okay. So that I will end the today's lecture at this point. Dear students, so up to we have discussed the, so what do you mean by electrical wiring, and what are the different types of wiring methods, and what are the factors to be considered for the selection of wiring, and some of the other basic fundamentals we have studied, that is the types of wiring as well as the two-way and three-way controlling of a lamp. Okay, in the next sessions I will give the explanation about the earthing and some of the productive devices. So that completes your domestic wiring chapter. Okay, thank you.